Ladies and gentlemen of the media, thank you for gracing this important media briefing this afternoon from Moses Mabhida Stadium in KwaZulu-Natal. The Secretary General, accompanied by NEC members and the Deputy Secretary General, one Comrade Nomvula Mkonyani, met with the KZN Provincial Task Team to brief them about the decisions of the organization since the lapsing of the term of the Provincial Task Team. The KZN Provincial Task Team was appointed in February 2025 with the mandate to build structures of the organization within the broad context of the ANC National Conference resolutions, constitutional mandate and elections manifesto, and all relevant policies of the organization. The NWC made decisions on the way forward as per mandate of the National Executive Committee on the lapsing term of the Provincial Task Team. And RTTs also, in terms of their term, it has also come to an end. The NWC therefore reviewed the performance of the PTT based on engagements with the PTT and the RTTs in the province. On this occasion of the meeting with the PTT, only the PTT officials have been announced, whilst the rest of the PTT members will be announced next week. This will include announcing the RTTs in all the regions. We therefore announce the following PTT officials to the province, and now we announce it to the province. This is the leadership of the African National Congress in KwaZulu-Natal that is going to oversee the election campaign and overall organizational work of the organization. We wish to thank Comrade Jeff Khatebe, who has now been reassigned to other tasks in the organization, and that will be announced very soon in terms of the assignment of a task to Comrade Jeff. Comrade Jeff is the stalwart and a veteran of our movement, who at all times is always available to do organizational work of the African National Congress. We also want to thank Comrade Weziwe Thusi, who was the co-convener, deputy co-convener in the province. And we also want to thank Nomsa Dube in a role as a deputy coordinator in the province. Comrade Mike Mabuya Kulu is now the provincial convener of the African National Congress in KwaZulu-Natal. Comrade Bongi Sithole Moloi is the first deputy provincial convener. Can you raise your hand? I know you know Mike, but Bongi is our former MEC in this province on local government. Siboniso Duma is our second deputy convener. Comrade Duma, you know him very well. Comrade James Ngomalo is our provincial coordinator in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. Comrade who's not here, Sipe Mdaka, is the deputy coordinator to Comrade James. Noma Kugus Melani remains the fundraiser of the ANC in the province. They will be joined with a trimmed team of PTT members that will take into consideration geographical spread, gender equality, youth and generational mix, ANC discipline, as well as the national question of the Provincial Task Team. We have made a thorough evaluation of the province and what we needed to do This provincial task team will be supported with a program of action that we are going to develop, and it will be supported by the deployment of NEC members in all the regions on a full-time basis, and as well as organizers on the ground. The ANC will not kowtow other political parties. We will consolidate to reorganize and build a strong African National Congress in KwaZulu-Natal. We also reiterate our communique to all provinces that they must convene regional general meetings over the weekend. Even here in KwaZulu-Natal, this will happen as we prepare our structures for the tasks ahead. One of the key issues that we are going to be dealing with over the weekend, it will be to communicate the decisions and resolutions of the special NEC meeting that was held last week on Friday in Johannesburg. So its decisions will be communicated to the structures. We have already started briefing the alliance. We'll finish the briefing of the alliance tomorrow with Sanko. We'll also brief various structures of the organization, the Veterans League, the Women's League, NEC, Veterans League, NEC, and the Youth League about this decision of the African National Congress. And then next week, we'll hold a media briefing in Johannesburg on the outcomes of the Special Executive Committee. So everything that has been said about the Special NEC is distorted in public. The ANC will speak for itself at all material times. And next week on Monday in Johannesburg, the national officials and the NWC will visit the Johannesburg Metro on Monday morning. And that visit will start with a briefing to the media about the outcomes of the roll call and the fixing local government action plan of the ANC. Led by the president at Luthuli House on Monday, we will brief the media on the work done around the action plan on local government. We will then visit Johannesburg Metro in terms of the work that has been done and also the challenges that is faced by the Joburg Metro this coming Monday. All top 7 and NWC members and NEC members will be deployed across the length and breadth of Johannesburg Metro this coming Monday. We will come back to KwaZulu-Natal next week to finalize this work. It will be between Tuesday and Wednesday because there's a lot of work that needs to be covered. Selection of candidates has already begun, finalization of the demarcation, realignment process of the ANC. So we need the PTT to hit the ground running, and therefore after Johannesburg we will be in eThekwini next week Monday, and following up on the work and at the same time the work of the PTT. We will be here doing what we will have done in Johannesburg. But root and branch, the task of rebuilding and building a united African National Congress has actually begun. We are making these interventions informed scientifically by the assessment we have made and what needs to be done in KwaZulu-Natal. Thank you very much. I will now ask Comrade Jeff, as the outgone convener in the province of KwaZulu-Natal, to say a few words, and then he will be followed by Comrade Mike Mabuya Kulu as the convener, and then we'll open for questions, if you have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Comrade SG. Mine is just a short one, just to thank the organization for having entrusted me with the responsibility of convening this provincial task team in KwaZulu-Natal since February 25th of 2025. As the Secretary General has already alluded to, our term of office came to an end at the end of November 2025. So these few months have been a grace from the leadership for us to complete the work that we've been doing. So I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate the new leadership under Comrade Mike as the convener and all the officials. They should always be knowing, as I indicated in the PTT, this former PTT, that my number is a phone away anytime. I still vote in Ward 46, Wamashu, which is my time. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you for the opportunity of having been appointed for the past year or so. What happens next, it will depend what the officials are saying, as the Secretary General has alluded to, but mine is just to record one thing, that I'm a thoroughbred member of the African National Congress. My DNA is ANC, always Jose Yoval.
Well, thank you very much, Comrade SG, the first DSG. Okay, thank you very much to Comrade SG, the first DSG, the Comrade Bungane, our outgoing provincial convener, as well as the officials of the ANC PTT in KwaZulu-Natal. Well, I think on behalf of the officials, we want to thank the leadership, the national leadership, for trusting us with this responsibility. We understand the enormity of the tasks that await us. We have no illusion that we need to be able to work and hit the ground running, and we need to work as hard as we can, but we also have a responsibility of uniting the ANC in KwaZulu-Natal, and we will lead through unity, and therefore, but also be able to understand that we are now at a stage where we are heading towards the local government elections. And therefore, whatever we do is on the basis of the very clear discussions that the SG and the SGO team and the NEC members have given to us when they were briefing us this afternoon. So from where we are, I want to take the responsibility to thank Comrade Bungane. We, I think, have learned quite a lot from him. We can always and will always tap into your well of wisdom, Comrade Bungane, as you said. And there's quite a lot that I think when we were working together during the last 12 months or so, we have actually learned from you. So we will continue to tap in your well of wisdom. But I want to say to members of the ANC and everybody in this province, the ANC is alive, and we will do whatever it takes to ensure that each and every ANC member is able to be proud to be an ANC member, but we can also be able to then serve our people. We understand that our biggest task is to serve our people of KwaZulu-Natal. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you. I want to know, I was here and I'm here again. But I want to know what went wrong. So that question may be answered by Comrade Jeff and Comrade Mabuyakhulu. So I want to know what went wrong, because I know the task was to audit branches, and another task was to take the province to the conference. But it never happened. No regional leadership, no branch leadership, and there's no a provincial leadership. So what went wrong?
I can answer that question briefly. There is nothing that went wrong. The PTT mandate has lapsed, and therefore we are reinforcing and reorganizing ourselves better based on both the challenges and successes of the past 12 months in office of this particular structure. And when you answer that question of what went wrong, we will dwell into the weaknesses, for instance, of building structures and so on. We think where we are, we now understand better what we need to do going forward. Next.
Musipamandla Koke from ENCA. Even though you wouldn't want to admit it, Mr. Secretary General, but when you were here last year, you did say their task was to rebuild the organization, make sure that structures are in place, regional and provincial conferences sit. None of that has happened. Well, in terms of regional conferences and the provincial conference. In terms of the deliverables, how would you measure them? Did they succeed or did they fail? Number two, you say you will come back to deal with the issue of other members of the Provincial Task Team. Are you trimming the structure from 60-something to 30-something? We asked you last year when we were here to say this structure is too big and you defended it. Do you still stand by your defense then? And also number three, how are you going to navigate around the issue of Mr. James Ngumalo kulomcimbi wobkomanis? Ngiyabonga.
No, James is an ANC member. We are not navigating anything. He's a coordinator of the ANC. And he can still remain a communist. There's no problem. His dual membership is not in question. If he did not want to take up this position, he would have told us that, no, I don't want to take. He's a member of the ANC, and communists are allowed in the ANC. So that the Communist Party is contesting elections does not mean that communists are gone in the African. It's a tactical issue, the question of contestation. And in the long term, it will be evaluated as to whether it was to the best interest of the revolution or it weakened us further. So let's leave it there. James is a member of the ANC. He's been in the ANC and bona fide, so he's assigned the task. We've got 100% confidence in him, working with the collective, that he understands what needs to be done. Look, any structure has got its own problems. And we are way beyond what went wrong or what could not work. The term of the PTT has lapsed. And we are now opening a new chapter. And we're getting into this fully aware of the challenges of the past. And it's not an individual challenge. Comrade Jeff is reassigned to even an important task in the organization. And you will know about it very soon. And therefore, we have some reinforcements in terms of the team. And then you will see as well, in terms of those principles, the task team, of course, will be trimmed, no longer from 60. All these task teams, including Gauteng, we're going to trim them, including Western Cape. We are trimming them to the size of the PC, and other comrades will be reassigned to the regions. And here in KZN, Deputy President Mashatile uses the word saturation. We are going to see that saturation in the next, because we can't allow these comrades to be alone in the field. We've got to go down. And we've got, our structures need guidance. ANC membership need guidance. They need to be united. And that's what we're going to do. And we know where the challenges are, what is facing us. And we've given the comrades an analysis based on the work we have undertaken here in this province, and we'll be finishing that work in Gauteng as well. And then in terms of the task team, of which their mandate also have lapsed, and that's what we're going to do. So we are in the mode of rebuilding root and branch, the ANC, and not kowtowing and talking about others whilst our house in itself is not in order. And I think these comrades have learned a lot in the past 12 months from their own weaknesses and their own successes, and what needs to be done. So we need to be serious about building the ANC and working for the party and the people. And here in KZN, you will not be shocked that in the next coming months, you will see the rising of the African National Congress. Last question.
Thank you. I'm from the SABC. I hear you when you responded to my colleague Willem SG, you're saying that there are no problems. But as early as December, you even likened the leadership of the KZN to a Toyota Tazz, saying that you thought you had put in place a Ferrari, but instead it was a Toyota Tazz. So obviously at that time, and you expressed dissatisfaction at the leadership. So I want you just to go back on that. And clearly you are not happy about the performance of the party then, and what has now changed. What has now changed your view? Also, SG, in February you came down to KZN. You had an opportunity to meet with the regions and obviously get an assessment. We didn't get a chance to speak to you then, but from the reports that you have, what is the assessment of the regions in KZN, and linked to that the membership of the party in this province? Thank you.
We have made a thorough assessment, like I said, and we know what we need to do. And we are in a mode of building the organization, and our structures are fully aware of the challenges that we are actually facing. I'm not changing any tune. We have passed that stage of a Tazz and a Ferrari. Of course, Mike Mabuya Kulu says Tazz is a people's car. So we want a Gulfstream. We need to run. And so a Gulfstream is an aeroplane, you know, that run faster. Of course, we want them to be in that mode, and they understand that perfectly. And we are going to work on our weaknesses collectively with them. We are very aware of the challenges we face in the regions. KZN is the biggest province, and we have laid bare those particular challenges to the comrades, and they are aware of that. But it's for us to sort, not to blame game. And so we're not going to portion any blame on anyone. We are intervening precisely to ensure that we rectify, but at the same time, we become a better party as we get into the elections and even beyond. Thank you very much for your time. We'll meet in the field. Thank you very much. Thank you.